Hello, this is Sheshachalam from AstroGuide Mysore, and today, continuing the three planet combination, today we are discussing about Sun, Mars, and Saturn. So, there are two strong male planets, Sun and the Mars, very aggressive and extremely motivated, with a planet which is asking them to stop, think, wait, show patience. Sun and Mars both do not have patience. They are fast moving planets. They want to achieve. They want to strive. They want to impress. They want to gain fame. They want to gain recognition and they want to gain position. So, this kind of a conflict with Saturn, which is asking them to be complacent, it is asking them to be, content with whatever you have in life, this conflict is going to give a variety of results, and let me start from the negatives first today so that I will come to the positives later. So you know that Saturn represents the limbs, Mars represents the upper limbs, the hands, and the Saturn represents the lower limbs, that is the legs. And when any of these are combust, are very close to each other, there is a possibility that a person can get injured through sports, because Mars and Sun both represent sports, through accidents, because Mars and Saturn represents unnecessary accidents, through natural catastrophes, which can also happen because of this particular combination. Happen in the sense that it doesn't happen because of this combination. It is that the native can get caught up into any kind of a natural catastrophe, which can also cause physical disability. So, the defects of the limbs can be seen from this particular combination, and if it is badly posited, please be here understood. Please understand this, that you should underline this fact that if they are combust badly posited, like debilitated Saturn, getting combust with this combination very clearly means that it is exalted Sun and own house Mars. If debilitated Sun, that means Saturn is exalted and Mars is in its enemy's house. If Saturn in its own house, Mars is exalted in Capricorn and Sun is not comfortable. If Saturn and Sun both are not that comfortable in Karkataka Rashi, because it is a water sign, that is Cancer sign, Mars gets debilitated and it's a very tough position. So there is a lot of variable, permutations and combinations which work with this particular three planet combination. So difficulty to the limbs is seen. I am talking about negatives when it is in the 11th, 12th, or even the third and the sixth houses. So you need to be very careful when you are predicting this. But this is a tendency of the chart when they are very closely posited and weak, or they are struggling. Trouble with father and separation from father, or there is another another variation, that the person can suffer from not getting the ancestral property. That is also because, see, when you talk about ancestors, you should understand that Sun is direct father, and Saturn represents forefathers. When you get into the perspective of ancestors, you need to check both Saturn and Sun in a horoscope. And when they are badly posited in the chart, then it is difficult to acquire or get the benefits from ancestral property, particularly the paternal property. Devoid of wealth and happiness if it is sitting in the fourth house, very tough position. Sun is always losing Digbala in the fourth house. Mars is okay in the fourth house, Saturn is okay in the fourth house. But if it is uh, not a conducive Rashi, that is a sign for Saturn, Mars and Sun, then there is a difficulty with regard to wealth and happiness. Cruel and harsh speech, pessimistic and sadistic approach. This happens when the this particular combination is in the first house or the third house. So particularly, this combination does good if it is posited with a space in the third house, and it does extremely well when it is having again space and sitting in a comfortable position in the first house. But if it is clumped up, it's all jumbled, then there is a chance that it can give problem in the first house with regard to attitude and with regard to how they see the world. That is what is pessimism and sadism. So health, usually sun and Mars together gives robust health. Saturn in between is the one which is causing trouble. If it is very closely posited with Mars, it gives you frequent difficulties with regard to the muscular joints, the knee joints, all joints in the body where the bone and the muscle have the link. Let us go to the positives. So these were all the negatives. So let me end in a good, way. So hardworking, very generous, a person who is having the benevolent or the benevolence, that is the modesty. He is a very strong personality in the society, trying to be a leader and trying to help the masses. The mass is represented by Saturn. The leader is represented by Sun. The political leader, socio-political leader, Sun. And Mars gives that vigor, the courage to stand up and try to protect the rights, not only fight for the rights, but also become a cause for elevating people from pain and trouble. So, this is a very strong combination for a person to be a workaholic, for a person to have extremely good focus towards what he or she should do in this world, and excellent leadership. So it all depends on the strength of Sun and Saturn. In this particular combination, this particular point fully entirely depends on Sun and Saturn. So they are highly motivated, they are very good workers, very reserved in their approach. They speak less but show it in their work. Skill is extremely high, and this skill you can ask them day in, day out, anytime, they will help you. So, this is a positivity of this particular combination. That is, these people are not time bound. Like, if you ask them to work up to 12 o'clock in the night, they will work. Call them and ask them to come to office early, they will come. They will not have a single complaint. If this is positively posted in the 10th house, these people will have the patience, they will have the endurance, the power to continuously work for long hours, and they are workaholic. That is, they tend to finish their job rather than always keep cribbing as to what did I get, why did I do all this, why did I go all this distance for this particular company. The integrity towards their job is very high, towards job or towards the country is very high, and these people can be excellent soldiers, particularly soldiers, and also in the aviation industry, they can be very good pilots. So, Saturn, being the lord of both the 10th and the 11th from the Kalapurusha, represents the professional strength of a person, and Sun, being the fifth house from the Kalapurusha, represents the skill of a person, and Lagna, that is the Kalapurusha ascendant, is Mars. So we are talking about Aries, Leo, Capricorn, and Aquarius all put together. When you talk like that only, then you will understand that these people are committed to serve and they can serve till their last breath. They will never get tired. Thank you very much for today's class.